Solemn. I require loops.
Bob, whose cat is this?
Hello everybody, I am Solemn, the gamer who's bad at games, and this is Loop Hero. This game just came out officially today. There's been some YouTubers that got a advanced release, and it's been in demo for a little while. But this is a procedural deck-building rogue-lite auto-battler with meta progression, and if that's not enough for you, I don't know. We'll have to get into it and show you what's up. But here comes some storylines, so I'm gonna shut up. Well, I'm gonna read it to you, actually. The stars in the sky are going out, one by one. But no one notices it. No one can stop it. I'm racing to the last place where there is still hope. I need to make it before it's too late. Sounds of agony will quickly fade. The world will be destroyed. Even the memory of it will be gone. And even if there is absolutely no chance of bringing it all back, there will always be someone who is willing to do the impossible. And unfortunately, he's bad at games. In a place without space, without time, without memories. Where am I? I can't see anything except for this path. My head is killing me. I remember only a skeleton with a staff in the sky. This darkness was coming from him. Did he destroy everything around here? Just standing here won't do me any good, I guess. To change between adventure, traveling through the map, and planning stop modes, press the switch, right click, or space. Okay, continue your journey by changing the main game mode. Bap. Look at a little dance! Hope I'll be able to find some shelter before nightfall, if such a thing as night even exists without a sky, of course. Alright. Oh, hang on. We're going to do tutorial stuff and then we'll talk about this a little bit more, alright? Pay attention to the day progress bar. That's the top one. At the top of the screen, new enemies usually appear at the end of the day. Continue your journey by changing the game mode. Yeah. A living ball of slime. Quite a nuisance. They digest anything they can. Hey, I remembered this creature. Maybe I just need to freshen up my memory and everything will go back to normal. Traveling, fighting, and most other actions are done automatically. The player can't affect them directly. Bap. 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 Oh, hiccup. Frig. It's hard to fight with your bare hands. I think there's a weapon in the remains of this thing that's not fully digested. I think I remembered that there was a grove nearby. Are these even my memories, or do they belong to that slime? Well, that's a disturbing thought. Bap. Doing the tutorializing, that's all. But basically, this is your game screen. It seems boring, but I have watched way more than I probably should have of other YouTubers playing this game. It gets really interesting. Forest Rat Wolf. I was right. Some emotional stress, a few colorful images, and a bit of adrenaline, and everything will be forgotten like a bad dream. Or remembered as a bad... Damn, it's good that nobody is listening. Good sword. Forest. Rock. Great, so there was a mountain over there, and here is a forest. The world is just like new. The branches and stones in my backpack are a sure sign of that. Some of your actions will yield resources that you'll need later on, but not right now. That shouldn't stop you from looking at them right now. Continue journey. I'm gonna speed this up a little. I think it's time to get some rest. Alright, just for the sake of... I could keep going in this loop. It literally doesn't matter. But for the sake of tutorializing, we're going back to the camp. And we'll get to keep a rock and a stone, because... Yay! Okay. Alright, now this is the meta progression part of the game, I think. It's cold and dark here. A small fire can solve both of these problems. Build. Campfire. Where they tell me to. Congrats, you've beaten this annoying tutorial. You can now start with your first expedition. Or not. Do as you wish.
I think we will. That sounds like a great idea.
Okay. So basically, these maps... Oh, shut up. Okay, we're gonna talk in a sec. This path, everything is wrong, but I remember. It looks like a completely different place, and it's empty again. Do my actions have any meaning? like I have a choice. If I need to give up and cry to save the world, I am the worst savior of all. Let's do it. Alright, so pausing for a sec, just so we can talk. These maps are procedurally generated. They change every time. But then you get to affect them with a deck building system. I haven't made my own deck yet, obviously. I'm just using the cards they give me. And those systems that you put in, like those cards that you put in place can influence the kinds of creatures that you fight. But by you fighting, I mean that the game fights them for you with equipment that you equip on the game's character. It sounds confusing, but it also makes a lot of sense. That's why. So it's procedural with the map. It's deck building, like I said. It's rogue-lite because you get to kind of like meta progress a character. It's an autobattler because it does it itself, and it has a meta progression, but we haven't seen that part yet. As you see, also I lost the weapon that I got last time. So we're just punching slimes with our bare fist right now. Didn't get any equipment. That's fine. We're gonna put a rock just kind of up here. It doesn't really matter where you put them, but I'll show you in a sec that certain tiles actually have effects on other tiles. I don't know all of them, obviously. I'm trying not to spoil too much for myself, but I know some of the main ones, like mountain stuff. Alright, battlefield. Oh, I forgot to pause. Okay, fine. Kick its butt. Let's go. Alright, we're gonna pause for a sec. This gives me vampirism. We like that, sort of. Let's put a grove. There sounds good. And we'll put a battlefield. I don't know. Here sounds good. And we'll put a mountain there. Alright, continue on. Give me a sword. Okay. I didn't actually expect him to give me a sword. And this gives me counter, but I think I like vampirism a little better because it gives me some survivability. And this is armor is just better. Okay, so I got a cemetery and a mountain. So let me pause real quick because I can't do things fast. Meadow can go up here. Vampire Mansion is going to be a thing for us. We'll just put that there. And a cemetery I'll drop. Now, I wanted to point something out, actually, and this cemetery is a good example. Now, certain tiles, like the grove and this cemetery, they go on the path. Now, you see there's a curve right here. So, if you go to put the cemetery down on a regular tile, you see that the walls... well, I can't really move my... Okay, I can, actually. The top here and bottom, the walls are just straight. But if you put it on a curve, they actually curve. And it's kind of like... It's neat to me that they had that kind of attention to detail in a way, I guess. It was completely not required of them. The artwork's fine, but they didn't really need to do that level of detail, I guess. Or attention to detail, rather. Attack speed might be nice, but I think we like the vampirism still. I'm just getting a lot of stuff that I don't need. Alright, so we're going to pause. I'm going to put the meadows down up here. I shouldn't have put the rock in the very corner, because you see this, again, artwork changes. Because I put these meadows next to another tile, they become blooming meadows, which means that they heal an extra HP at the start of each day than they would otherwise. So it's going to behoove me to do that. Now, these Oblivion cards, I can get rid of any creatures on a tile, or I can get rid of a tile if I don't like it. And you'd be like, well, you placed the tile. Why wouldn't you like it? Well, we'll get into that a little bit later, but... For now, just trust me, there is situations where you would not necessarily want to, I'll put the grove here, so that we have a nice curvy grove. Where you... Oh, okay. Some voice acting, hang on. Back off, human. A vampire? Where are your lands? If your farmsteads need help, or farmers need help, I would be glad to offer it. No more lands, no more flock. Only hundreds of years of emptiness. And hundreds of years of hunger. Save yourself while you still can. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep my head straight. What hundreds of years are you talking about? Your mind is easy to trick, but you can't trick my hunger. It demands its share. Every sip, every drop of blood will go to satiate it. I'm too weak, but you can help me and I'll set this crumbled world right. Right. I'm doing this not for myself, but for everyone. In the name of good. So be grateful for my hard work and just let me bleed you dry. Okay, creepy vampire man. I'm gonna have to punch you in the face. Okay, so some creatures interact with other creatures. A vampire will show up on other tiles where there is a creature, but they don't spawn on their own. Having said that, when they're in a fight with another creature, he imbues them with vampirism, which means that when this guy, in this situation, attacked me, he would heal a little bit. It's not a big deal for little fights, but for big ones, it might be a big deal. Vampires often owned our lands. They kept the peace and helped our settlements to prosper. But this won't do it all. Now they're just pale shadows of their former selves, both physically and mentally. Apparently, the blood of other creatures can't sustain them. He wasn't joking about the hunger. Even the creatures that stand near him are imbued with the power to devour someone else's life. Yeah, like I just kind of said. Alright, we're going to pause for a second and look at some of the equipment we got. Okay, so this is just better by, like, a lot. Magic damage and regen per second. Alright, so regen per second is kind of... I value it higher than vampirism because vampirism you need to be attacking, but regen affects even in between your attacks. So, like... I kind of value it a bit stronger. Okay, hang on. Let me put down another grove. You can see that they kind of like knit together in really cool artwork. Let's just continue putting some rocks down here. If we get a 3x3, that'll be a tile interaction that I wanted to show you guys. No, I like my ring a little bit better. Alright, kill the slime here. That's just a bit worse than the one I'm wearing. I kind of agree slightly with what Wonderbots was saying when he was playing the game. We're sitting at 2 times move speed right now. I kind of wish there was like a 3 times move speed option, but I also kind of understand it's not 100% necessary, I guess. Okay, so we got attack speed or evasion. I don't really value either of those rings more than the regen, to be honest. Alright, we got a multi-slime fight. Slimes are really good for cards, so I don't mind fighting them too much, but you're going to want to upgrade eventually to other creatures. Put down this rock here. We'll start tucking some meadows around the other side. There we go. Alright, now skeletons, their attack really slow, but they hit really hard for early game creatures. See, 17 damage, that's pretty hard, but he only got to attack me once that fight. Okay, that ring's better. We'll take it. Because what was that? Attack speed and counter? That's pretty good. And some defense. I don't know how well defense works in comparison to health, but we'll take it. I think it kind of goes without saying that I am not playing this totally blind. A lot of the stuff from Chapter 2 and onward I will be blind on, because even the people with the early release copies were not given access to those areas. So, while I have... more knowledge than I should, I don't have as much as I could, I guess. I'm gonna put this down here because it covers a lot of tiles, even though I don't have a lot of other creatures coming in there right now. Vampires are good for loot, so we'll be using them a lot for now. Okay, so we got a shield, we'll just put that on, and now we have a treasury. Now these are kind of interesting because as it stands, they don't give you too much, but if you surround them, they, for one thing, they still will bloom the meadows, but also if you surround them, both parallels and what are they called, like ipsilaterals, they will open, and when they open they give you much loot, so we're going to want to do that. Alright, this shield's probably better. Yeah. Alright. It didn't look like it, but then it also has like the bonus defense, so this is actually a 9 defense shield. Oh, it pauses while I hover over my equipment. That's neat. I didn't know that. Alright, now hang on. Let me have a look at this. Okay, so a little less damage, but it does damage to all and gives defense. Now, damage to all is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You'll basically... I'm just going to do a little spider quarter here because they're not that scary. Basically, when you hit this guy, it'll splash damage a little bit onto him, for example. So that's good for when you have those really big, full room fights. What do we got here? Vampirism 9%, regen per second, and damage to all. I think we like that a lot better than the one we were wearing, so we'll go with it. Because we need to start getting some health back, because we're not looking so hot. Now, this isn't quite like other roguelites. For one sec, we're going to put these down. I just wanted to pause real quick and say, so this is my health. And this is the loop that we're on. You can continuously go on loops. There is no end. You get to kind of make that call. Even if you beat the boss on a loop, you can continue going. However, if I was to run away right now, I would lose a lot of the resources I've gathered, and you need those for the meta progression aspect. However, if you end your loop on this campsite here, you get to keep 100% of your loot. So basically, anytime you get to this spot, you have to decide if you pass go or if you just go home and collect your $200. Alright, so I'm going to just make this into Big Mountain. Dun dun dun. You can only have one of those per map, so don't bother trying to do 3x3s everywhere. There's no sense in it. Now, at this point now, I can start using rocks elsewhere, like I did here by accident. Now, also, because I have 9 here, plus 1, I got 10, which spawned this goblin camp. So you see, not all the enemy tiles will be my responsibility to spawn. Some of them will happen on their own. Alright. We just did some tutorial for you guys there. Hang on. Alright, so we got damage to all, regen per second, and evasion. So basically we get more damage per all to all and evasion. I think we'll go for that because evasion's pretty good, so it's kind of worth it. Alright, this is just more defense, so we'll go with that. I also said the thing about the camp because when we get to the camp, I have to make a serious decision. Alright, so that guy turned into a ghost because of this tile. It says in the bottom right there, smells of blood and steel, spawns a chest at the start of each loop. Enemies on adjacent tiles can become ghosts. So that's what happened there. Alright, a worthless landmark in a world with no direction. Plus 40% movement speed within its range, and plus 20% attack speed for all units. So that means enemies too, keep that in mind. But we'll just go ahead and just drop that here because it covers a lot of tiles. Not that it matters too much. And I'm going to live to regret it, but I want to do another loop just because I want to pop this if I can. And I think I honestly have enough survivability, even if it's barely. What do we got here? Vampirism, attack speed, and a little more damage. Possibility. Because my bottom low, like my low level of 10 is still the same, but I might get 16 instead of 14. I think I like what I got better. Oh. Alright, so this is a lot less max HP, but it gives me some vampirism. I think we value it enough. Oh, he evaded. Alright, cool. Ooh. Alright. Magic damage, meh. Damage to all, a little less. Evasion, a little less, but it adds vampirism. But it completely gets rid of evasion, so I don't think I value it. I'm going to take that and that. Now we need 3 more tiles. It doesn't really matter what they are, but ideally at least 1 meadow.
Stop!
Where did these goblins come from? I don't remember remembering you.
We remembered ourselves. Now give us all you've got.
You have no idea what's going on, right? Why don't you help me restore order in the world first, and then you can do anything you want?
Goblin must rob. No other order in the world.
Fair enough. I guess I don't have any valid objection here. Oh wait, I do have one. How about... Haha, he's so clever. Now goblins attack fast, but for a little damage. They're kind of the opposite of skeletons. Now this guy though is a goblin leader. Because I killed this guy, he got a bonus to his damage. It's strange how these creatures appeared here on their own. Maybe it means everything is actually not so bad and that the world is trying to restore itself. Or that even the apocalypse isn't enough to get rid of some pests. Alright, let's see. A little less defense, some damage to all, and a little extra defense. Actually, it was just better overall, come to think of it. So you see my health is actually getting slowly better because of the vampirisms and such. So I think I can, in fact, do another loop. We'll see. Alright, so now I wish I had gotten this a little bit earlier or that I had been smarter with my placement because these guys cannot get placed directly next to existing tiles. So if I put it here, I can't really like compound interest, so to speak. So I'm just going to put that down there and know that I'm probably not going to be able to pop that one. And let's have a look at the ring here. I think my current one is slightly better. This one has better defense and amazing counter, but no vampirism. And I think right now I want to keep my health up, so we're going to keep what we got. Alright, so more max HP, some attack speed, and some counter. At some point I'm going to have to decide to what level I value vampirism, but right now I think it's a little better. This shield is... Let's see here. It's a little better for defense, but it has no damage to all, and I think we like the damage to all right now. Alright, let's pause here. So damage is the same, but this one gives attack speed. That one gives, like, gives some defense and damage to all. I think we like the mace better. Now let me go ahead and place down a meadow here and a rock, because that pops that. You see, I got a lot of things. Now this, however, because it's an empty treasury, it has a chance to spawn a gargoyle every... well, it does spawn a gargoyle every 3 days. Gargoyles aren't particularly scary for me, though. I've decided, just arbitrarily. And I guess I can't place that there. Let's put this here. Sure. And now another battlefield. Now these guys, if you place them next to each other, they can turn into... I think they have just... oh yeah, they just triggered these. They turned into a blood path, which spawns a blood clot every 4 days, which are as unattractive as they sound. Not only ghosts are created on the battlefields, it says. I'm just trying to get some of the most arbitrary kind of combinations out of the way while I can. Alright, let's pause here for a sec. Got some armor here, that's pretty good. Let's see here, more attack speed, meh. This is some counter. No, I think I still value everything I have a little bit better. Let's just continue our little grove path here because we may as well, and we'll do like a cemetery thing. Now, Road Lantern, it decreases the maximum amount of monsters on adjacent tiles. The effect of lanterns can stack. Now we're gonna put this like here just to basically screw the goblins out of some creature spawn, because we may as well. And I'm putting these in an order because if we take a lot of damage, we heal at the camp anyways. I don't think... I mean, I guess I may as well put this out, sure. It's probably not smart to put one of these so close to the goblins because they get the attack speed boost as well, but... Alright. Cleared that pretty quick. Pause. Put some rocks out. Put some meadows out. Put a mountain out, I guess. So these mountains can also give you maximum HP, so that's why it's kind of a good idea to put them out anyways, because it gives you HP to aspire to in a way. Alright, let's have a look at this sword. So a lot more bonus damage and some attack speed. Now we'll swap it out. Seems good enough to take. Oh, and I need to put down my meadows here. And I'm just going to use a mountain to crack this open. Alright, this should clear pretty quick because I got that splash damage, but a little less than I had before, keep in mind. I'm still not that spooked. Alright, what do we got here? Counter and vampirism. I don't think it trumps what I've got. Let's continue making Spider Haven, and sure, we'll put that out. And I'm going to put this here just because I can. For anybody that was curious, I had mentioned earlier that there is a boss to this loop. But you're looking now and you're going, I don't see a boss. But if you see this bar here, this is the boss, like the map completion basically. And it basically, as it's saying there, basically the boss spawns when it's full. And as you see, I don't have too much farther to go. I don't know if we're probably not gonna fight the boss on this one, just because I don't think we're strong enough to be honest, but it's kind of neat to see how close we can go. I think this is actually our last loop. I think we'll return when we get to the camp if we survive that long. If I was to make a complaint about this game, it is that sometimes your character is hard to spot on the map compared to other characters. Like if I pause right now, you're seeing a lot of little dudes everywhere, and some of them match the white a little bit too closely. So if there was some sort of like highlight around the tile that you're in or something as you moved, I feel like it would make it a lot more, for lack of a better term, readable than it is currently. Alright, let's just continue on. I might have to oblivion some things to be able to complete this loop, but we'll see. Speaking of loops, how did you guys like that little skit at the front? I know it was cringy, but it's something I wanted to do because I found it funny. Oh, Lord. These ghosts in there evades. Alright. Oh. I was trying to say something, guys. Wait, why are you here? Oh, I spawned another goblin camp. Oops. I think I die here, actually. Let me pause. Okay. drop down a treasury here. See, this is what I was talking about. If you place them just so, you can actually get basically 2-for-1 specials. Now, I'm going to use some Oblivions here. Oh, I only have the one because the other one went away. I think I got to get rid of some of the skeletons. I think that's my best hope for survival right now.
No!
What do you mean, no?
You want to save the world. You want to ask for our help. Our answer is me.
How did you... But why no?
We see far away. We see deep inside. For a long time there's been just emptiness instead of the sky, but it doesn't stop us from seeing. Your saving of the world is one-sided and naive. Each person sees their own way of...
Fine, I don't fully understand it, but tell me your version. What does to save the world mean to you?
My progeny and my kin, for them to be strong and to live. It is part of the cycle of life and death. It is life itself. It is the world. I will kill you and feed your remains to my... and life will go on. How many lives does your blade give birth to by killing again and again? Only one.
I don't want you or your children to die from starvation. Please try to see reason. If my mission succeeds, Harpies can have all of the sky and all of the hunting grounds that they need.
I can't feed my children with your beautiful words. It's time to say goodbye.
So basically, because I made the giant mountain, we now spawn Harpies as well. I don't know if you saw that earlier, but that's a thing. I feel awful. By fixing one evil, I am becoming a source of another. There's no home for Harpies except the highest mountains, but there's no food there. I can't imagine how they managed to survive if their mountains were cut from reality. Pause. Meadow. Mountain. Grove arbitrarily because I can. Treasure chest. Shield. Okay. Let's defense. Nah, it's not very good. Not what I'm looking for. No skeletons. Pause. Run away. See, so basically, if I had retreated anywhere else on the loop, there would be penalty here. But instead, I get to keep all of this. Okay, we run away like little chicken. Hey, I didn't place all those. I can't believe it. Hey, everybody, the boy has managed to return. Survivors, does this mean I'm not alone anymore? Where did you come from? Is there still a place without darkness? We don't know where we came from, or we can't remember. These people you see are only a small part of what's left of the group, I think. You're not sure? We're not sure. We reached that conclusion because of the abandoned luggage and leftover daily rations. With each day, new signs of presence of people that, as far as everyone here knows, have never even been with us. It's like we forgot them. You forgot? Exactly. It's like people disappear every day and we instantly forget that they even existed. Almost as if we forgot the place we came from, and our families, maybe even ourselves. My name is Yoda. That part I still remember. Nobody else's memory's in much better shape. That's why I remember so little about myself. Everything is forgotten. But wait, you said that I'd managed to return. That means you remembered I was here. Yes, that's why it's so important to us. We saw you leave, but you were gone before we could approach you. Listen, we can't wander around in this emptiness anymore. There's a campfire and a few sleeping bags here. A real luxury in these dark times. What do you say? Oh, of course. I'd be very grateful if we could team up. I want to restore everything. I've begun to remember the world as it was before. But there's no point to it without other people. It's too lonely without them. Remembering the world? I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm too exhausted. But we'd be glad if you could help us, and we'd be glad to help you. Just don't ask us to go with you. I don't know how you managed to return, but for us, leaving the group is too dangerous. I will ask no such thing of you. For now, I just want to have a place to return to, a place where I can hear other people's voices. We weren't joking about helping you. Here are a few things that survived the cataclysm and don't vanish away. Can't be forgotten. Take them. You might need them. Yay, resources. Statistics. I got statistics. Look at my statistics. Okay, I'm going to build a few things and then that'll be it for episode 1. Alright, so build. So we can't afford this because we're missing whatever that is. And we can't build this because we're missing whatever that is. But field kitchen we can do. I think I'll put that here because I know something needs to be built next to it because I spoiled things for myself. Or I could build it here. We'll go for this. Okay.
Do you know the difference between a good cook and a bad cook? The food made by a good cook is tastier. What, you were waiting for something more elaborate? Sometimes the truth is very simple. Look, I have a cauldron, a hearth, a couple of knives, a bucket of potatoes, 3 onions, and some ham. Nothing special. Everything is very simple. But give me a few minutes, and everyone in this camp will be running to my table, following the tasty smell of a good stew.
I don't know why I chose that voice for him. It hurts, but we got a field kitchen, I guess. Basically, it gives me more healing power whenever I do a loop and land on the campfire's spot. But I also unlocked the Blood Grove card, which we'll talk about some of the deck building aspect next time. For now, hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode of Loop Hero. And yeah, if you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.